Evening peeps, that's not meant to be showing. That's the wrong image. Damn it. Alright, I've buffed that one up. Alright, but we're back tonight for round 3 of DSCs Mini Martini League. We are live from Brands Hatch. You shouldn't even be looking at scores yet. This should just be a pretty picture on the screen of 3 minis. But you're not going to get to see that tonight unless you look at the thumbnail afterwards. So yeah, round 3 from Brands Hatch. So we've got 3 races for you guys tonight, as has been for the rest of the season, starting in the 1965 minis for a 10-minute race. Then we jump into the 2005 minis 15-minute race, and then the VGT minis with a 20-minute race. Scores wise, so far leading the way in the 1965 minis is DDR Hatalad. He's got himself 46 points. Treviso is second with 41 points. Dazzler third, 36 points. Janio fourth with 33 points. Got Chalky in 5th with 32 points. Aldo in 6th with 24 points. RCMBE2 in 7th with 19 points. Right alongside Old Crawler, in fact, in 8th or joint 7th with 19 points as well. And Pajonsky with 9 points in 9th. And then we've got Dominator with no points and Faithless Emo with no points. Jumping into the 2005 minis, we have Janio leading the way in that category, 42 points for him. Hatalad second in that one with 36 points, right alongside Treviso, actually also 36 points, joint second then. RCMBE2 in 4th with 33 points. Chalky in 5th with 30 points. We've got Aldo 6th with 26 points. Old Crawler in 7th with 19 points. 8th is Dazzler with 17 points. Dominator in 9th with 14 points. We've got Faithless Emo 10th with 14 points. Joint then 9th. And Pajonsky with 12 points in 11th. Forwarding on to the VGT minis. Treviso takes the lead in that one with 50 points. We've got Hatalad in second in that category as well with 42 points. RCMBE2 in third with 34 points. Chalky in 4th with 30 points alongside Janio with 30 points as well. Aldo in 6th with 22 points. We've got Dazzler 7th with 19 points. Faithless Emo in 8th with 18 points. 9th is Old Crawler with 16 points. Dominator 10th with 14 points. And Pajonsky in 11th with 9 points in that category. And then right at the end there, we've got the Mini Martini Power Rankings. So far over the season, points-wise, category points build up from all of the different races and all the 3 different categories. We have got Treviso leading the way with 127 points. Hatalad in second with 124 points. We've got Janio in third with 108 points. Chalky in 4th with 92 points, and then RCMBE2 5th with 85 points. So that's overall joint points from all the different 3 leagues over the 3 weeks, or sorry, the 2 weeks we've been running it, all mackled together. So, merch still available, t-shirts and stickers. Hit me up, dartsmoker@googlemail.com. Evening, DSC Broadcasting. Evening, Daniel. How you doing, buddy? Hope you're doing all right, mate. So yeah, t-shirts and stickers. I'll bring you some stickers in tomorrow if I remember, Dan. Why not? Put some sound on for you lot. Right, who have we got in the room tonight? Just been told in the chat there by DSC Broadcasting it's going to be a short grid tonight, so we have only got 8 drivers on track. Old Crawler, Hatta, Treviso, RCMBE2, Pajonsky, Janio, Dazzler and DMK Dominator. And if you were listening to the points, you might have noticed that some of the drivers, although scoring points in the 2nd and 3rd races in the 2005 and the VGT, score no points in the 1st race with the 1965 Mini. that's because they've mackled their cars and put wide body kits on or altered it in a way that defeats every other car on the grid. So it makes it a little bit quicker, easier to handle, goes around corners better, doesn't try and flip over, that sort of thing. So it was deemed as unusable unless everybody else did it, and everybody else didn't want to do it, so we stuck to the standard cars. So they don't get to race in race 1. You might not see them in the rest of the evening's proceedings. We'll see what happens. But here we go. The chaos begins then in these 1965 Blammers. Again, always really, really good racing in these things. Absolutely nothing to them, no weight to them. They hit a curb, they want to try and kill you. Go around a corner, they want to try and kill you. They're great. Daniel will contest to that. He's been watching since the start, and he knows. Always kicks off in race 1 in the minis. So we've got the short course for race 1 and 2. This is the short course on the almost kidney bean shaped circuit. And then we jump to the longer full GP circuit for race 3, which is in the VGT minis. Absolutely standard. Underway with qualifying then. Hatter in the plain gold, bronze, whatever you want to call it. Oh, Treviso's decided to fire himself off track at turn 1. Genio decides he almost joins him. Almost joins him. Just getting a little look at these liveries while we go round, but drivers haven't been swapping positions. If you know the name of that light on the back of that Mini, the official name for it, the official Uteman's name for it, what it would be called now, put it in the chat. What do you think that little light on the back's called? Yes, it could be a reverse light, but it's got a naughty name. Treviso, what football team do you think he supports? What do we think? West Ham? Better start looking at some lap times, really, hadn't I? It is Treviso on pole at the minute. Look at this. These things just want to launch you sideways. Look, people off track everywhere. So where are we then? Treviso leading us away. He's got himself... Why is that not showing up properly? A 58.4. Oh, that's because he's reset himself to pits, hasn't he? Because he threw himself off the circuit. So he'll be on pole for the time being, unless anybody else can come through and take him off that top spot. Dazzler in second, then he's got a 58.515 on the clock. RC MBE 2 in third currently, 58.708. Pajonski in fourth with a 58.879. We've got Old Crawler in fifth, 59.235. Hattelad in sixth, 59.264. And Janio in seventh. Why isn't DMK Dominator on track? Oh, he hasn't got this Mini, has he? That's why we're not seeing him. I've seen him in the lobby. It's his flipping lobby, but yeah, he hasn't got the right Mini. So 7 drivers for race 1, should be 8 drivers for race 2 and 3, I hope. Janio coming through to take second then, off of Dazzler. Treviso still on that top spot. Janio squeezing in a 58.400 there. Sneaking that one off of Dazzler. RCMB 2 gets pushed down to 4th then. Pajonski 5th. Crawler 6th. Hatter 7th. It's not a usual position for Hatter. He's usually right up the front there. See though, 2.8 down on this lap. Go, yeah, there you go, wide body kit. It's his own league, he set it up. At least I've not called you out for your bad spelling. Didn't last week anyway. might be a little bit of an empty track for race 3. If we've only got 8 drivers on circuit, it is almost double the length once the GP part opens up. So we'll see how they get on with that. Hopefully they can all kind of stick together and it gets a little bit punchy and fighty in these minis for race 1. Get a little bit punchy and fighty in race 2 as well, hopefully, and then we'll see what happens in race 3 when they finally possibly get to spread out a little. I want it to be bumper to bumper action here, boys. It's enough for you, Janio. Get on board with Hatter as he just drives himself off circuit at turn 1, up towards Druids then. Look at them, they just don't want to go around a corner, hit a big curb, 2 wheels will come off the ground. Having 3 stabs at every corner here with these old minis. Just don't crash it and have that wood steering wheel splinter you in your face. Looks quite sedate actually at the minute, but I'm telling you, it won't be. It could all get a bit shouty in race 1. Hatter moving up a couple of positions then into 5th on the grid. 58.5 was rolling around at the back earlier. Oh, and there he goes, off track. Treviso firing himself through turn 1. Look at it, looked like he was coming through there faster than a GT3 car. Finding the line though, Treviso, still on that top spot for race 1. RC MBE2 has managed to claw 3rd back as well, pushes Dazzler down into 4th. A couple of minutes left of quali. Still positions to be changed here then. Dazzler stays at 4th on that one. Can Hatter go any quicker? He gets pushed back down to 6th. Pajonsky's gone a little bit quicker in 4th. Hatter stays 6th for the time being. Oh, missed you, Pajonsky. 58.4 then for Pajonsky on lap 7. Pushes Dazzler down another position. Not a great deal to this first circuit. I mean, don't get me wrong, it'll catch you out if you're carrying too much speed through most of these corners. Just about got time to do a lap on board with Hatter tracing down Treviso. So start finish straight here then at Brands Hatch. Up over the brow of the hill, pit exit on the right there into Paddock Hill Bend. Again, carrying as much speed as possible through here. Try not to run yourself into that sand pit. Out in the curve, up the hill then into Druids, great big hairpin. See them having a little wobble as they go through there. Down the hill into Graham Hill Bend. There you go, out on another little stab as the back just lets go for a split second. Along this little straight then into the S's. I forget what these are called. Surtees and whatever this one's called. Bear with me. Quite see it. I'll get it. And there we go. Across the line for Hatter, up into 2nd. The end of qualifying. So it is Treviso on that top spot. There is official results. Treviso holding the lead then all the way through that qualifying session. 58.026 for him. Hatter second, Janio third, Pajonski in fourth, RCMBE2 in fifth, Dazzler sixth, Old Crawler seventh. Just 7 participants for race 1. A short blast here at Brands Hatch in these minis. There is Dominator, look at the bottom of that list, but unable to race because he's mashed his car too much. That's what he's done. Nearly missed the start of the race. That's not the greatest camera angle, is it? Let's have a look at second then. Hatter. Race 1 gets underway. Not a great start from Hatter. He's slow off the line. Pajonski comes through to take that position off of him. RCMBE2 as well. Everybody, Hatter gets pushed to the back of the pack then, does he? Yes, he does. Treviso then holds his lead into turn 1. Now being chased by Treviso. Oh, a little bit of bumping and barging coming up the hill as drivers look for position into Druids. Janio safe at the minute. Pajonski holding third. Maybe a little bit wide through there. No, holds on to it. RCMBE2 now under pressure from Dazzler. Fourth and fifth having a battle through Graham Hill. Hatter moves up a position. He's got himself past Old Crawler. Let's get ourselves on with Hatter in the thick of it. Dazzler goes for the wide line into this final corner. Has to give Hatter the room. RCMBE2 and Pajonski cut back across that and managed to hit the apex. Hatter not able to get past them, but look at this. Dazzler, get out of the way. Move, come on, move, get out, shut, come on, damn it, move. Ah! Hatter said no. Whoa, he did then. He did say no. He got the twitch on through turn 1, and that was enough to send him into the gravel. Don't think there was any contact, but we'll have to wait and see if anybody explodes in the chat later. Treviso holds on to that lead then. Chaos, Mayhem, Minis, love it. Janio second, look at them come peeling around Graham Hill. Pajonski third then. RCMBE2 in fourth. Dazzler now harassing RCMBE2 through Surtees. Going for the different line on the way in. Can he get the cutback? Not quite. The car just lets go through there. Right on his tail though, coming onto this start-finish straight. Another driver. Come on. Move. Get. Come on. Get out. Wait. Damn it. Definitely no contact into RCMBE2 just hanging on to it, going through Paddock Hill. Dazzler having to let off the gas early, stick the brakes on so he doesn't crash into the back of RCMBE2. Now they are side by side, running down the hill. RCMBE2 still got the advantage coming into Graham Hill. Gives Dazzler a little bit of a nudge on the way through there just to make sure he's on the right line. And they are starting to filter out then into that single file. Treviso still leading. He's opened up a little bit of a gap between himself and Janio. Got a full second, so out of the slipstream range at the minute. Pajonski also out of the slipstream range of Janio, as is RCMBE2 from Pajonski. Dazzler's not though. Hot on RCMBE2's tail into turn 1. Totally different lines in there for both drivers. Both of them managing to hang on to it. Old Crawler still on the tail end of this fight here, and Hatter 5.8 seconds down, trying to get back into it. Let's see if we can watch that time come down. 5.6, 5.5. We'll keep an eye on that, but it is a pretty short race here for race 1. Treviso pulls another 10th. He likes this circuit. He likes these cars. Just finding that little edge over Janio at the minute. The final corner can be a bit tricky as well if they carry a little bit too much speed through there. You can see the little plumes of dust being kicked up with that rear tyre just dragging its way through there. Dazzler still hunting down that 4th position back off of RCMBE2. Trawler loses a bit of time in that battle now, so 3 seconds back. Hatter has closed up on him then due to hit. Oh, not anymore, he's not. Hatter decides to pit it again in the gravel. Loses all his time again, just carrying a little bit too much speed through turn 1. Maybe the car giving out. They do twitch. It feels like they're going to grip, and then they kind of don't grip for a split second, and then they grip again, and that might just be enough to throw him off. There you go, that little double twitch there from Treviso. That's what's happening. Still opening a gap up between himself and Janio as well. Pajonsky not fallen off the back of Janio. He is being closed up a little bit, I think, by RCMBE2 and Dazzler. They're still bumper to bumper around here. Dazzler gets a good run on the way up to Druids. Can he fire one up the inside? No, RCMBE2's got that covered. About shortcuts, Dazzler. Trying to make that corner a straight there to Surtees. I am going to find out what this corner's called. McLaren, damn it. I knew it was. Here comes Dazzler. Not a great exit from that corner by RCMBE2. Dazzler's not going for the move. He's quite happy to help RCMBE2, trying to shove him back down the road towards Pajonsky. There is Pajonsky, still not out of the danger zone yet. Everybody just having to control that throttle through turn 1. That's still all over the back of RC. Is he just going to hang about there and go for a devastating move in the last couple of laps? What's he doing? What's he doing? Trawler loses a couple of seconds again, 5.2 down. Hatter really struggling here in race 1, 8.7 seconds down. Keeps throwing himself off circuit. There's another one. Oh, come on, cameras. He's off on Graham Hill there as well. Penalty from that. That's really quite surprising. Treviso holding that 1.5 seconds lead then up front. Janio second, Pajonsky third, out of the tow range now as well. RCMBE2 and Dazzler back in the slipstream of Pajonsky. Just got to be careful in these last few minutes of the race that he doesn't get hammered for that position. These two have been working together for a couple of laps to try and close that gap down. It is still falling down to 0.6 of a second. Get ourselves on with Pajonsky, and we'll have a little look back at these two maniacs trying to close him down. Go for different lines on the way into that turn, both pretty much coming out in the same place. We do actually lose a little bit of time there to Pajonsky. Teeny tiny bit of breathing room. Now Dazzler and RCMBE2 side by side through Paddock Hill. You can see them lean in. Suspension is standard on these things. I think that helps with the chaotic racing, the fact that they look like they're going to tip over at any moment. Still holding Pajonsky at that 0.7 at the minute. Have a quick flick round, see what else is happening on track. Treviso just managing that 1.5 second gap between himself and Janio behind. Both drivers nearly 2 seconds up the road from Pajonsky. Again, still coming under threat from these two. And again, Dazzler. 9 minutes into the race then. Now Dazzler goes for the move on RCMBE2 up the inside at Paddock Hill. Through he goes. Now, can he chase down? I don't think he can. He's too far back to go for a move on Bajonski here in this pretty much final lap. They might squeeze another one out of it. They are very short, 58, 57 second laps, so not long. Treviso still leading. Janio has closed that gap down a little bit. As I say that, Treviso just puts in purple sectors and purple lap times. And already holding fastest lap at the minute, 57.852. Has he just made that go quicker? No, he hasn't. Stays with that 8.52. Janio across the line then, as is Bajonski, Dazzler. RC MBE2 of Crawl across the line then, so he takes the first of the positions, comes home in 6th. Hatterlad just wants to get out of his Mini and flip it upside down. He's going to come home in 7th. Not had the best of races in that little car. So final lap punch up for these lot, but I think it's going to be an as it is finish. Treviso still got plenty of time between himself and Janio, 1.6 seconds as he comes around this last corner. The only position that's changed really was Dazzler on RC MBE2, so Treviso is going to come home to take the win in race 1 here in the 1965 Minis. Janio 2nd, Bajonski in 3rd, Dazzler 4th, and RC MBE2 in 5th. So yeah, Dazzler and RC MBE2 did work together for a lot of that race to try and hold themselves and keep themselves in with a chance at the top spots, and then Dazzler went for the move finally on RC MBE2 in that last lap or two. There it is then, victory for Treviso in race 1. Official results on screen then. Treviso, Janio, Bajonski, Dazzler, RC MBE2, Old Crawler and Hatter. So one extra driver for race 2 and race 3. Dominator has got the right car for those races. So he says. No, nothing in the chat about any kind of bumping or barging. So I think, yeah, Hatterdad just didn't like turn 1. It is a tricky corner. You are coming over the brow of the hill, trying to get your braking points bang on right. You know, Hatter's raced enough. He probably knows this circuit pretty well. Whether he knows it enough to figure out braking points in the 1965 Mini is a different kettle of fish. Especially with possibly no practice or something like that. So we're back to the same circuit for race 2, the short version of Brands Hatch, but we're in the 2005 Minis now. A little bit quicker, a little bit grippier. They still like to lose traction everywhere. There we go. Is that Bajonski just giving us a little bit of a spin around there? Yeah, so just as loose as the 1965 Minis, they just don't look as loose. Forget to hit that like button, people. I didn't mean to shout. Trying to get those viewing figures up and viewing numbers and watch hours and subscribers, and you've noticed I've spent a little bit more time with streams in terms of just adding thumbnails properly and you know, making it look a little bit neater. Right, here we go then. No messing about. Straight into race 2. No P brakes for you lot. Dominator on track as well for race 2. He will start at the back of the pack. And it's reverse grid for race 2 here as well. Rolling start as well. Oh. So So yeah, reverse grid, so Hatter starts at the front, but because Dominator obviously didn't race in race 1, he doesn't get any kind of advantage, so sticks himself at the back. So rolling start down towards the line then. You'll still hear the beeps and then they'll get underway. Should make it a little bit of a cleaner turn 1, turn 2. I do find it does open up the field a little bit too early in some of the categories, depending on what cars they're in. So we're off then into race 2, 15 minutes here then at Brands Hatch Short. And again, still getting loose through turn 1. It is Hatter that holds the lead. Crawler in the second then, RCMB2 pretty close to him. A little bit of a gap opened up here. Pajonsky Dazzler side by side, a little bit of a bump and a barge maybe coming out of Druids. Speed through Surtees. Oh no, Dazzler! Oh, he almost has to rip the handbrake through there. Doesn't carry enough speed. Oh, Crawler off track as well. He's managed to get McLaren wrong. It's opened up the field. This could be more bumpy and bargy than race 1 here. Hatter is escaping off down the road. 1.5 seconds. RCMBE2 just trying to get away from the slipstream. And again, these minis still loose. Managed to do it. Pajonsky's hanging on to his rear end. Treviso and Janio having a little bit of a punch up coming out of Druids. Janio just backs off, gives him the line into Graham Hill. Tucks himself back into the slipstream. Dominator up into 6th, then Dazzler 7th. Old Crawler getting himself back on track, trying to get himself back in this race as well. 8.6 seconds down though, unfortunately. Treviso's got it all wrong somewhere. Was it Treviso? Which positions moved? Oh no, sorry, it was Janio that's got it all wrong. Treviso's got through. Pajonsky's got through. Hatter's still now, look, 3.2 seconds lead. Soft tyres on board for everybody. Pajonsky into 2nd then. A little bit of breathing room between himself and Treviso. Janio carrying the speed, not diving himself back on track, just carrying a lot more speed through that corner. You can see he's already closed up on Treviso coming through here. And Treviso again gets that mini sideways on the way into McLaren. Chase is on now then. Treviso got his indicator on. You want to get past, come round on the inside. Going to hug this inside line, go for the racing line into turn 1. Janio gets past him, carries the speed on the way out as well. Treviso not able to get the switch back and get him on the way out of that turn, so has to hold on to 4th for the time being. Gap opened up in front then. Pajonsky well out of tow range of Janio here as well. Around some of these corners they're still having to get these minis locked up and sideways, and this corner seems to be I'm sure Treviso grabbing a big pile of handbrake coming through there, unless the rear wheels are just letting go on him. Moves up another position then. RCMB2 making a mistake, drops himself down to 7th. Crawler in 8th, 3.6 down from RCMB2. What on earth? Who on earth was that Dominator? I've never heard tyres squeal for so long. Dominator drops himself down to 7th. We just see old Crawler unfortunately get turn 1 wrong again. He's off track in the background. Hatterlad, although still leading. There you go. Rears on these, just let him go around this final corner. So Hatterlad, although leading, that time has dropped all the way. It's just dropped below 2 seconds now. He did have 3.2. Pajonsky is on the hunt here. 1.6 seconds behind to Janio as well. So no threat in terms of an attack from Janio or Treviso. Dazzler into 5th, RCMBE 2 6th. They are having to get these things absolutely sideways through turn 1. Dominator trying to get himself back into it. Again, never heard tyres squeal so much. Into 7th though. Carries the speed up behind RCMBE 2 and Dazzler. There we go, just getting these things absolutely sideways in some of these turns. Still just over that 2-second mark between himself and Hatter. They do have to absolutely fling these things in. Just try and get them pointed in the right direction and then stamp back on the throttle. Treviso still all over the back of Janio. Fastest sector there for him as well. A couple of opportunities to overtake down the start-finish straight if you get turn 1 perfectly right. Make a move up into Druids. Oh, Treviso, there we go. That's what we're saying with these minis. You turn them in, they just lose a little bit of traction. And you have to gather it all back up again, but you do lose an awful lot of speed. Still dropping then, yo-yoing about a little bit, so did just drop to 1.7, back up to 1.9 as they hit Druids. Still holding time over these two. Fifth, RCMBE 2 hunting him down. Dominator falls off the back of that fight a little bit, 1.8 seconds down, so he's got no toe at the minute. And again, Old Crawler just trying to keep it on the tarmac at the minute. Pulls another 10th, another fastest lap in fact. Johnsky, drive that car properly. So he does lose an awful lot of time with that sideways action through turn 1, but Johnsky falls back to 2.4 seconds behind Hatter. A little bit smoother through that corner, just doesn't fling it in quite so sideways. Johnsky is losing a little bit of time. As you can see, these two closing back up on him, getting just under half a second on him. Yeah, Treviso gets it sideways through there, Bajonski gets it sideways through there. Janio and Hatter seem to be a little bit cleaner through that particular corner and turn 1. See, not sideways, absolutely sideways. Treviso gets a little bit sideways through there as well. Those gaps just open up and then yo-yo back down. Still closing up on Bajonski though for that second position. Just over the halfway mark of race 2. Hatter just holding his own up front, 2.4 seconds still from Bajonski. You can see doesn't get his car sideways into that corner. Bajonski seems to get that rear just drifting a little bit. Whoa, just missed the move by Treviso into Surtees and McLaren. Slung one up the inside of Janio there. Gets it past him on the exit of McLaren. Janio then tucked right into, get those words out, right into his slipstream coming into turn 1. There's that sideways action by Treviso. Again, Janio gets a good run, a little bit smoother through that corner, carries the speed. Difficult to get the run when all the cars are identical. Down the hill then into Graham Hill. Again, Treviso absolutely launches that into the corner. Doesn't seem to benefit them though in terms of time. Again, Treviso sideways. Janio nice and smooth. And there they are, bumper to bumper again. Can Janio get the toe down here? Not close enough, I don't think, now to go for the move into turn one. They're all hoping and praying that somebody's going to make a mistake around this corner. Fling it into the sand and make it nice and easy for them. Nobody's playing ball at the minute though, everybody keeping it on track. There you go, commentator's curse, kicking in. Someone will be sideways and doing pirouettes before you know it. Hatter loses a lot of his lead, that's down to 1.1 seconds. He's got 4.5 minutes to try and fend off Pajonski. Treviso still drifting that car through McLaren. Everybody kicking up a bit of sand on the exit of that one. Again, Janio in the toe of Treviso, not close enough again to go for the move. Dazzler then 5th. Dominator up into 6th, but holding half a second penalty. Been off track a little bit too far somewhere, kept his throttle on. Gives his car a waggle as he crosses that penalty line as well, in a fit of rage, I think. How dare you give me a penalty. Old Crawler up into 7th, so he has managed to get back into this fight a little bit. RC MBE2 falls to the back here, 1.9 seconds behind Old Crawler. So I think it's final corner and this one catching people out. Pajonski's now found himself on with a penalty. That could be his second place gone. Loses his penalty, tries to stay out of the way. Treviso carrying the speed up behind him. Pajonski goes for the racing line in, but Treviso's already passed him by the time they hit paddock hill. What a shame for Pajonski. Janio falls off the back of the pair of them a little bit as well. 12 minutes in then, 3 remaining. Maniac Dazzler. Dominator having a little race all of his own at the minute. 7 seconds in front of Dazzler, 9 seconds back to Old Crawler. Old Crawler now finds himself with a half a second penalty. That could give RCMBE2, he's close enough to definitely take that position back if he can stick with him and they hit that penalty zone. He's keeping it right there. He will have this position if he can stay there. I think this final corner might be catching 1 or 2 of these drivers out. Old Crawler coming up to that penalty line then. You're going to see RCMBE2 just drive past him. Oof. Oh no, what? How? Where did you pick that up from? Oh my god. So the next lap, Old Crawler's going to get that position back. Okay, back up front then, Pajonski falling out of position with that penalty, gives Treviso second and opens up the gap again up front for Hatter. He's got 2.5 seconds. Oh, carries a lot of speed through there, keeps it out of the sand just. Treviso hunting him down as best he can. He has still got Pajonski and Janio just in his mirrors, just giving him a little flick. We're here, any kind of mistake from you and we're having it. Bringing that time down yet. Pajonski and Janio keeping it right where they're with him, but this is going to become a final lap. Hatter crossing the line then to start this one. 2.5 seconds lead over Treviso. Hazard's on for Treviso. Pajonski holding 3rd. Gap's just opening up a little bit. Janio 4th, Dazzler 5th. Big gaps in this rear of the pack now. Dominator in 6th, RCMBE2 back into 7th. Losing that penalty, Old Crawler didn't get that position back off him. Unfortunately, so Hatter through Surtees into McLaren. Keep it out the sand, Hatter, that's all you've got to do. 5 seconds left on the clock then. Down towards the line. It is, there you go, 15 seconds, 15 minutes done and dusted. Final lap flashes up then. Hatter does take the win in race 2. Treviso 2nd, Pajonski in 3rd. Janio takes 4th. Dazzler around here, he's going to take 5th. Flash of the line, so he comes up to the line as well. Dominator then coming through to take 6th. Did start from the back of the pack. It's been up and down the field a little bit with off-track action and things like that. RCMBE2 actually closing up on him on that final lap. He does take 6th. RCMBE2 just 1.8 behind him in 7th, and Old Crawler in 8th. Good race, yeah. It looked a pretty good one, Treviso. A little bit more fun than race 1, to be honest. We didn't give Hatter enough glory there. That was Hatter taking the win. It was just flicked off him too quick. No. Yes, Hatter then on that top spot for race 2. Treviso 2nd, Pajonski in 3rd, Janio 4th, Dazzler 5th, Dominator 6th, RCMB2 in 7th, and Old Crawler in 8th. There it is, race 2 results. So we go to race 3 now. Another reverse grid, another rolling start. We are jumping into the VGT minis, and we're going for the bigger full GP circuit tonight for race 3. Now, that makes it quite a lot of fun, because instead of going through Surtees and into McLaren, we carry on peeling left at Surtees and head up towards Pilgrims and Hawthorns, and then round the back through Westfield, Dingledell, through the Sheen Curve into Stirlings, and pretty much all of those corners will kill you if you get them wrong. Pretty much all of them. So they've got to keep it on the tarmac for sure in race 3, because around the back of the circuit it is all grass. Don't get me wrong, turn 1's going to be a pain as well. Final corner, not quite so much. They will be carrying an awful lot more speed down. There's a little bit of a straight. Or are we sticking with the... I thought we were going for the GP circuit. Maybe we're not. Or maybe Dominate's forgotten. It's all gone quiet. There it is. Of course he hasn't forgotten. Why would you say that? You lot are horrible. Of course he wouldn't forget. So there it is on screen then. The full GP circuit. Going to be a little bit more tricky. Let's see if we can get a little bit of an on board into that particular section. So these are the cars we're going to be using for race 3. Fantastic livery on there for Pajonski. All the stickers, why not? Better have mine on there. Can't see my sticker, Pajonski. I'm kicking off. Right, so Surtees, we would have gone right there into McLaren's, but we carry on peeling left. Well, Treviso doesn't. Along Pilgrims, then into Pilgrims drop. Back up the hill into Hawthorns. You can see not very big curbs either to play with. Oof. Risking it through there into Westfield. Yeah, just having to watch the speed through there. Now it gets a little bit tricky. Going through Dingledell and up towards Sheen Curve. This one, This is an absolute killer. That one carries far too much speed through there, and it's done. You're done. Sterling as well in full race conditions, getting through that particular corner can be tricky. This is where we would have joined on race 1 and race 2, and then back onto that start-finish straight. So not a massive change, but it does completely shake up this circuit. And again, as we did last week, what are the exhaust looking fuel filler holes on the rear window? He's got them both sides, greedy, and if they're not exhausts, they must be exhaust. But then why has he got 2 fuel fillers? Are these built nothing for racing or something? So it doesn't matter which side the pit's coming at, you can still race. You can have all your fuel and stuff. Oh, come on. You thought I'd know what I was doing by now, wouldn't you? 5 years of this stuff. Rolling start then. What on earth? RCMBE2. Your car did a bunny hop off the line. It is going to be Old Crawler that leads us across the line then to start race 3 here. There you go, the beeps happening. There it is, race 3 underway. 20 minutes here then at the full GP circuit of Brands Hatch. Old Crawler leads us through turn 1. Already cars squealing and running themselves almost off circuit. Dominator, oh no, Dominator getting turn 1 a little bit wrong. Wasn't able to carry the speed through. Oh, this car's carrying far too much speed through Druids. Where are you going, Dominator? The car was absolutely sideways coming down the hill. So it looks to me like all the minis are just chaos. Who are we missing for race 3? Why are we missing a driver for race 3? Hatter, Bajonski, Treviso. Where's Janio? What have you lot done to Janio? Old Crawler then leads us round. RCMBE2 right on his tail though, heading into Dingle Dell. Oh, looking for the move up into Sheen. That's not the place to be going for an overtake through there. Not at all. That's death waiting to happen for both of you. Tries to go for the move up the inside of Sterling's. A little bit brutal, but he gives plenty of room to Old Crawler. Old Crawler pays the favour and gives him plenty of room back. Unfortunately, that's left the door open for Dazzler to come through and take that position off him as well. Because he's not carrying the speed, Treviso comes up at a rapid rate of knots through that final corner, and he's going to squeeze through to take third off of Old Crawler as well. Up the inside into turn 1. Oh, Old Crawler. Unfortunately, the rear end's let go again on his car. Oh, we're down to 6 drivers. Old Crawler's gone. RCMBE2 then inherits the lead. Sideways through Graham Hill. That puts Dazzler all over the back of him. Look at this, swapping positions. Swerving backwards and forwards across the track. Dazzler gets that corner wrong. Treviso squeezes one up the inside. Hatterlad now right on his tail. Slow down a little bit. Let Vajonski get back in the fight. And hold up for Dominator. And let's have a proper six-way punch-up. Slow him down a bit, RCMB2. Just brake check him into the corners or something. Sheen, again, tricky corner, that one, easy to run it off circuit through there. You aren't getting bumper to bumper, a little bit of bumping and barging between Hatter and Dazzler. That has allowed Bajonski to get back onto the rear end of them. All the stickers then in 5th. Dominator 4.7 seconds down in 6th. So no Janio for race 3, he didn't even start, and Old Crawler's dipped out as well. I think he's really fed up with turn 1 here. Caught him out a few times. Oh, CMB2 almost runs it off track. Treviso squeezes one up the inside. And Druids, and through he goes to take a race lead. CMB2 keeps it right in his slipstream though. Dazzler's made a mistake. Hatter's got past Pajomski has got past. Dazzler drops down to 5th then. Dominator has got somebody to race with now in 6th, 1.5 seconds behind him. Treviso then starting to pull a little bit of a gap over RCMB2. To get these things under control coming into some of these faster corners. Pajomski all over the back of Hatter. Oh, Hatter squeezing it through there, almost running it off circuit. Towards Sheen curve then. I'm trying to carry as much speed as possible through there, but get too many wheels on the inside of the corner. It just wants to push you out wide to the outside, and if you catch the outside, there's no getting back on track, and that's it, you're gone. Hatter then being hounded by Pajomski. Let's change these views up a little bit. We'll see the rear end of these cars. That's not me doing that. And the camera gets a little bit too close to the edge of the track. It can't figure out that it's a camera, and it can go through the camera, go through the posts and things like that. Hatter and Pajomski both dipping a wheel on that sand on the exit of turn 1. Gaps opening up front as well. You can just see that opening up between Treviso and RCMB2. Hatter and Pajomski slowly hauling him back. Dazzler out of contention at the minute. 2.9 seconds behind battle here. Dominator's another second or two behind him. Gaps properly opening up now. Again, only a 6-man race here for race 3. Dominator's going to have a lonely 15 minutes, I think, before this race. That's somebody else throwing themselves off track, I think. Treviso's opened up a gap, 1.5 seconds now. MBE2's not been able to carry the pace. Hatterlad and Pajomski are hauling it back in, 1.1 seconds back at the minute. There is Hatter and Pajomski on the hunt for second then off of RCMBE2. Pajomski in the background runs it a little bit deep through there. Hatter closes up on RCMB2 into Druids. RCMB2's had to back off the throttle on the way out of Druids. That slowed him right down. Hatter's just 0.3 of a second behind him. 0.2 of a second behind him. All over the back, almost makes a move through Surtees. Can't quite squeeze it through there. Let's get ourselves on with Hatter. Find out where he does make the move. Pajomski then with those couple of little mistakes, just 2 seconds off the back of Hatter. Still having to have a couple of stabs into these corners in the minis. So my channel gets banned now because I've said the word stab, isn't it? Because censorship and stuff. Algorithms and things. Oh, RCMB2 risking it, dips a wheel, slows him down. Look, that's as easy as that. That corner particularly. Oof. Hatterlad carries a lot of speed around the outside though to get the position done. Dips a wheel on the grass himself. That keeps RCMB2 right in the frame through this final corner. But Hatter carries better speed through that last one. Starts pulling a little bit of a gap down the start-finish straight. But Treviso this whole time has just been whistling in his helmet. 3.3 seconds lead. He's probably got Taylor Swift playing. Can Pajomski get himself back in the fight? Can Dazzler make anything of this one? 8 minutes into race 3. 20-minute race here. Still getting the rear end sliding into Surtees. Chris Pearson, 1. Hello. I don't know what 1 is. Are you pointing at Treviso? There he is. we're having a guessing competition of what football team he supports. Look, what do you think? What do you think he might support here? Made a little mistake though. That gap has fallen from 3.2 down to 2.8 seconds between himself and Hatter. Hatter's really trying to stomp it down here. Now he's got past RCMBE2. Opens up that gap as well between these two. It was half a second. It's up to a full second. Hatter's got about half the lap, half the race left to try and make anything in the push to first place. RCMBE2 is going to do everything he can to cling onto the rear end of him. Loses it. Oh, Hatter goes very wide through Graham Hill. Loses a couple of tenths, does he? No, he actually gains a tenth on. Oh no, now it's gone. Now it's gone. Now he hits Surtees. Gap opens back up to 3.1 seconds, and RCMBE2 also closes up on him. So it looked like he was carrying the speed through that corner, but when he hit the corner, it just didn't register quite properly, I think. Johnski falls a little bit further back again, 3.3 seconds. Still under no threat from Dazzler. He's actually found himself with a penalty here as well. 5.7 seconds down. Penalty zone's changed. It's in a different position. So instead of being on the start-finish straight, it is halfway down this straight here. What is that called? Clearways. There we go. I know what these tracks are called. Dominator's also found himself with a penalty, and he's right off the back of this race. 16.8 seconds. Possibly found himself off circuit again here somewhere. Treviso 3.5 seconds up the road, and the battle is on here for second. Hatterlad's gone wide again through there. RCMBE2's still got his penalty to lose, but he is right. Oh, Hatter's got a penalty as well. It's going to be absolutely neck and neck for these two. Johnski falls another second back, 4.4 seconds down then. Side by side through there into Hawthorns. Again, both drivers holding a penalty, so they'll both slam their brakes on when they come to that penalty line. Hamilton gets a wheel. Now Sterling's then. So into this penalty zone. Oh, pow! They both get themselves back up to speed. Brakes come slamming on for both of them. Oh, Hatter's carried a bit too much speed through there. Oh, RCMBE2 tried to carry the speed. The gap wasn't quite wide enough. I mean, it was wide enough, but he couldn't quite get the line. Oh, what a shame. Tried to go for the overtake properly into turn one. Got the way in completely wrong because Hatter was there. Hatter just slammed the brakes on right at the last minute. Allowed RCMBE2 to go shooting through, and Hatter regains that second. Great bit of battling between those two. Just opens them up a tiny little bit. It gives Treviso a couple more seconds lead. 5.7 seconds. That then opens that gap between himself and RCMBE2 back up to a second. So no slipstream for RCMBE2 at the minute. No problem, Dan. See you in the morning, brother. Johnski carries a little bit more speed through, too much speed through there as well. Keeps it on track though. Well, not there though. Does find a little bit more time on RCMBE2. 3.8 seconds. That penalty just allowed him to close the gap back up a little bit on these two. Dazzler finds himself with another penalty, 5.3 back. That's obviously going to open up when he loses that now. Dominator rolling round in 6th. And it was a couple of seconds since we last saw him, down to 20 seconds behind Dazzler. And now Treviso just making it look easy. 6-second lead. Hatter and RCMBE2 are pretty much back together. That is the only battle on track at the minute between second and third. We'll stick with these two. Down to 0.6 of a second. Oh no, not anymore. RCMB2 runs into the sand on the exit of Hawthorns. That's going to slow him down. Might give him dusty tyres through here as well. Almost pushes him off track. Grip levels are affected by dirty tyres. Once you run yourself off track, you can't carry the same amount of speed into the next corner if it's, you know, up close and personal. You have to sort of scrub your tyres a little bit before you come into those corners. Oh, and again. Started to fall away from Hatter then. Started to fall back into the clutches of Pajonski with 5 minutes remaining. Pajonski's decided to drift to try on his mini round turn 1. Picks up a penalty for the service. That's like 6 seconds down. Dominator another 25 seconds, so lost another couple of seconds. Treviso's just opening this gap like it's a can of tuna. 7 seconds, it just flicked up on screen. Hatter's now found himself with a penalty, but that mistake from RCMB2's cost him massively. 3.1 seconds now behind Hatter. With or without that penalty, it won't affect him that much. Jonski started to close up on RCMB2, but he's now got that half a second penalty to lose as well. Carries a little bit too much speed through Sheens. Towards the penalty line now then. So Hatter loses his penalty. Going to be a procession, I think, to the end. The gap's starting to open up here. Nobody really gaining a toe off of anybody else. Everybody too far back to gain any kind of slipstream, so it's going to be up to mistakes or perfect laps and things like that to try and close these gaps up. Treviso, again, he must be putting in the perfect laps. He gains another 0.6 of a second over Hatter. RCMBE2, 1.9 seconds behind him. Pajonski loses his penalty, falls back off the rear end of RCMBE2. Carries a little bit too much speed through there as well. There, Jonski's testing the track limits here. Oh, it could be costing him time though. It is 3.6 seconds. Dazzler now only 4.7 seconds behind him. All the way around the other side of the circuit compared to everybody else. Treviso now 9.7 seconds up the road. Hatter back under threat here for this second. RCMB2 has found some time somewhere. Hatter's made a mistake or something. Different lines through Druids as well. Slightly different lines through Graham Hill, but they are absolutely bumper to bumper again as they head down towards Surtees. Pajonski in the background is 4 seconds out of the frame currently. That could all change with a little bit of a mistake from these two. 1.5 minutes left into race 1 then. Race 3. Why do I get those 3 more mixed up? Can RCMBE2 push it hard enough to get past Hatter? Closes up into Hawthorns. Oh, risks it through there, carries a lot of speed. Towards Sheen curve then. Again, tricky corner, just wants to push them all wide. Having to back off the throttle so he doesn't. Oh, a little bit of contact between himself and Hatter. Hatter keeps it on track. Manages to gather it up before running himself off, but that again has opened up the gap a little bit, 0.5 of a second. Oh, but Hatter's run himself wide on the exit there as well, so that's going to be slow. MBE2 closing back up on him. Gap of 0.3 then as we run up to Druids. Nobody else really this close on track, so nobody else in any kind of fighting position. Oh, CMB2 get back on track. Has he picked up a penalty for that one? Carried good speed. Oh, he has, look, he has. Side by side with Hatter down in towards Surtees. It's going to be a drag race down Pilgrims. Hatter just holds on to it. And that will probably be that once they get round to the penalty zone. RCMB2's got to lose that, so even if he gets in front of Hatter through these next few turns, unless Hatter flings it fully off circuit, he'll only regain that position when he loses that penalty. Anyway, Treviso finds himself with a penalty on this final lap. Nothing to worry about, 10 seconds up the road. No dramas, Treviso. Loses that one down towards the final corner then. Final lap flashing on screen. It's going to be Treviso that takes a win here in race 3 then. Gives it a flash, gives it a wiggle up towards the line. Takes the win. Hatter then did hang on to second position. Goes. Good battle between these two. RCMBE2 coming home in third then. Jomsky did actually close the gap up 2.9 excuse me, 2.9 seconds behind in fourth. Dazzler comes home in fifth, 6.6 seconds down. Just wait for DMK Dominator. So yeah, don't know what happened to Janio in race 3. He just wasn't even on the grid. Crawler got so fed up with turn 1 he ejected himself out of race 3, and there it is, Dominator taking that final position. No problem, Treviso, no problem at all. So someone needs to get in the group chats and start getting the band hammer out. Where's all the drivers? Come on, this is a fantastic league. I don't know why people don't want to join this. It's bonkers. Love it. Wasn't expecting too much from the 2005 minis and the new VGTs, but yeah, they're just as much of a handful as the 1965 minis, which, you know, great for me, great for you in terms of watching. But there it is, Treviso. Second time we've seen those green Ital System overalls on screen. 2 wins for him tonight then. Second race was Hatter's. Is official results then. Treviso on the top spot, Hatter second, RCMBE2 in third, Bajonski fourth, Dazzler fifth, Dominator in sixth, Old Crawler seventh. No, Janio, he did start. Did you eject at turn 1? Lap 1? I don't know. I didn't see you on the list at all in race 1. Did you drive? I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Sometimes these lobbies can play up. No times on, so it doesn't look like he started the race or finished it from my perspective. But there it is, round 3 of DSC's Mini Martini League. Again, real good series this one, real good league. If you want to get yourselves involved, get yourself on Facebook, go find DSC Sim Racing or DMK Sim Racing Community and sign yourself up. You can see it's, you know, okay, there's a little bit of bumping and barging, but it is a lot better racing on these kind of lobbies than it is on the daily lobbies in Gran Turismo. So yeah, if you want some cleaner driving, Oh, okay, there we go. DSC Broadcasting just saying Janio's missus was ill. Yeah, I didn't even see him at the start of race 1. But yeah, that's it from me tonight. Not back on Friday. I should be back on tomorrow night to finish off if I get all the posters and stuff. Pilgrim, where's my posters? I know you're not listening. I'm going to harass you in a chat in a minute. I should be doing the final race of the GTTCC tomorrow night. I was waiting for all the posters to come through so I could, keep it pretty much the same as the original streams, but I've not had those through. So as soon as I get those, I'll do the GTTCC replay. Other than that, nothing till Sunday night at 9 o'clock. Still not got no start date for P1RC's supercar race when that league starts. So as and when I know that, I'll let you not know. So Sunday night 9 o'clock for the Renault Megans with the P1 boys, and then back same time, same place, 8:30 for the next round of the DSC Mini Martini League. I hope to see you there. Other than that, I hope you like what you've watched. If you have, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. But most of all, what I want you to do is tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.